All right, what up, everybody? I am your host, JP, and this is my co-host, Josh.
Hey, everyone.
And welcome back to another episode of the FilmBros podcast. We did it. Or I did it. I did not mess up today. You're welcome, editor.
Yeah, appreciate that.
I just telling you right now, I was repeating it in my head all last night. I was like Rocky running up the stairs, bro. Now I just feel like I'm on top of the world, man.
Yeah.
I feel like Leonardo DiCaprio in Titanic right now.
Okay, well, he dies.
And you are my Kate Bishop.
Oh,
Or-
well, she lives.
Yeah.
She lives to be like 90.
Yeah.
then
Does she jump off the thing or she just dies in bed?
I think she dies in bed.
Is she like, she drops the rock and, she lets it go for a little bit and she's like, what the fuck was I thinking? And she jumped in after
You've
it?
probably seen that movie more times than I have. So
Yeah, I think she dies in bed.
She dies in bed.
Yeah, a
She
very
goes into
nice
sleep.
death.
Yeah.
And then the nice music plays afterwards, and then
Yeah,
you just see her
shows her-
life.
Shows her basically meeting up with Leonardo DiCaprio again.
Are you sure it wasn't Nina Agdal with Leonardo? I'm just kidding.
That's messed
I'm
up.
playing. I'm playing.
You gonna file you with a defamation? and
Logan
everything?
Paul finna come in and be like, hey, listen here, buddy. She's a nice lady.
She's
Hey, what
very
up, John?
gorgeous to me.
What's going on, bro?
What's up, bro?
But with that, Josh, before we get it started, obviously, before we get these topics rolling,
Yeah.
you want to let them know where they can talk to us, hit us up for a movie they want us to review.
If I can do this without fumbling.
Support us in a big way for those podcast listeners.
You
of
can
course.
follow us on Twitch at FilmBros Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube at FilmBros Podcast. Follow our socials, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram at FilmBros Podcast. We post new episodes are up. You can hit us up there for any news or movies you want us to cover. You can support us in a big way. Buzzsprout link is in those bios. Subscribers get see fumbling. Subscribers get special perks like shout outs on episodes, things like that. Things just made for subscribers. And then listen to us anywhere you get your podcast at FilmBros Podcast. That's Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Podcasts, things like that. A
Hey,
mouthful.
What's happening is last your dream. Why you smiley over there? You good? You good? We're trying to do something.
Oh no, I had a lot of caffeine.
I had caffeine this morning too. It was very fire.
Yeah, I had a lot of coffee. Like I had like probably a good 2 or 3 cups at work.
Bro, I got brought a venti today
Mm-hmm.
of coffee, and I just been. I had it at 8:00. I
Yes.
just finished it right now
Mhm.
a few minutes ago, and I'm still
Right?
weird. I'm still wired.
Yeah, it's a
Pretty
weird
good.
phenomenon. Let's run through this. I'm ready to go.
But obviously, we got a joyous moment.
Yeah.
Right. We got something good over the weekend.
Mhm.
Things took a good turn after 5 days of negotiation or something like that.
Yeah, consecutive days.
Consecutive days. They wound up finding a deal for obviously the WGA. It was a good,
Yeah.
great weekend, I guess. Wound up finding a deal that they cannot discuss just yet. Obviously, the lawyers are looking it
they're
over
working
and
through
they're making sure
Yes.
everything's wrapped up nice and
Mhm.
neat, and then they're gonna move on to the SAG-AFTRA. That obviously they're still fighting. And the WGA even comes out saying that they are going to be basically writing with them regardless. So they're still waiting for
That's
for
cool.
word that that's gonna actually go through, and then
Yeah.
SAG-AFTRA is next. So
Yeah, I know there's been a bunch of rumors about SAG-AFTRA, like shutting down rumors that they're meeting or whatever. They haven't met with the AMPTP yet, like at all. And the WGA, well, they're coming through it right now, so that's gonna be cool.
but this is what I told you, right? Like
What?
this solidarity stuff is actually
you
it's
mean?
actually
We
working
can't keep having this
because
conversation.
now we're here at this point where things are
Yeah,
actually turning, things are working. I know SAG-AFTRA, they're still fighting for they say it's like fair pay and everything, which it obviously makes sense. That's what it is, but mostly I'm guessing what they're trying to really do is trying to make sure that they're not using their faces for free.
Yeah.
That they're not putting Christopher Reeves in a movie and nobody's
Mad
getting paid for
disrespectful.
Christopher Reeves. You know what I mean?
Mad disrespect.
It took them long enough to treat people like humans. And
Basically,
that's
the sum. That's the sum of it all. Like I'm in that same boat. The thing is, though, we have to now discuss who folded first, and I will still say it's the studios.
but we don't know that yet. obviously until the contracts come out, we're not gonna know who buckled knees. But obviously the WGA is not gonna take a foot in that direction if
exactly
the AMPTP didn't buckle something.
Yeah, I'm sure they buckle.
But will they buckle in the same spot with SAG-AFTRA? You know, writing's one thing, but then also with actors and actresses, like how good? I mean, do they got to sign a deal saying like you can only use my face in 5 projects or something?
Or no,
like,
I imagine that they're gonna find a way to fight that. I think that's gonna be the biggest point. They're just gonna be like, we don't want our likeness used in perpetuity or whatever. You know what I mean? Because that's a big problem.
Yeah,
I think Dave Chappelle was saying that like he can't come out and do a new show and call it the Chappelle Show because that already exists. It'd be copywriting.
Yeah.
Even though it's his name, it already exists, and in perpetuity, they just can't use it.
Yeah.
So like I think they're gonna try and fight for that because again, you can't just cameo people, whatever. You can't use AI like they want. I think that's gonna be the biggest thing that companies are gonna try to like hold on to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that's something that they don't want to let go. Christopher Reeves and the Flash are just nasty. Yeah, that was obviously atrocious. That was really
no
bad.
idea how angry that made me, dude.
Yeah, it's the weird things like that where they said Nicolas Cage went in. They said that what's her name, the girl, Supergirl. The chick, she actually went in there, but yet they still look like CGI renderings for some reason. Yeah,
all buttery.
So it's that as well, because in a way, I mean, maybe this is me just kind of like stretching it a little bit, but I would say if it doesn't get a good representation of what they actually look like what happened with Henry Cavill in that dream sequence, I would consider it being, in a way, kind of like defamation in a way, because you're not portraying them in the best light either.
Well, yeah, I think that could go a long way then, because it'd be like character assassinations, like what happened with General Zod, I guess, in the Flash.
Yeah,
because I mean they kind of just assassinated his whole character. I think it's a lot of just like who's it gonna go for and whatever. And even if the deceased family of the deceased signed off on it, that just shouldn't be an option regardless.
Yeah,
that's freaking crazy.
I only liked one cameo in the Flash, and it was the Nick Cage cameo. No, yeah, honestly, deadass, that whole cameo was fire up until he looked at the camera. Once he zoomed in on him. Once they he turned around and got zoomed in on, I was like, actually, even with the red lights, it was cool, like in his eyes. But then after the that went away, it just turned into a CGI
that one was
mess.
Cool.
That I would say that cameo itself was legit.
Yeah, it kind of threw me off. I was like, robot spider, that's crazy.
And he filmed it in person, so why
they
didn't
made him buttery?
Yeah, like it would have been cool if. At the end of all that, it was actually Nicolas Cage, but it's just felt like a cheap trick, man.
Yeah.
They fucking tricked us.
And, like, people were like, oh, it's to make him look young or whatever. And I go, Superman ages, technically. Why couldn't he just look the same? They had to CGI his face.
I swear, I think I've seen, like, a Superman comic where he has, like, gray hairs on the side of his head.
He ages.
Does he age like a normal human being? No, obviously not, right?
I don't know, but, I mean, who's to say that they can't just make Nick Cage...
Like he was just a young Nick Cage, or like an older Nick Cage Superman, or whatever.
Like,
I mean,
he's been doing it for a while or whatever. He's been fighting spiders for millennia.
See, and that's the thing too, right? Is that nobody, I would assume, only people who are well aware and like in the back, like in the know of like what that cameo is about and everything.
Only they could really appreciate it.
They could only appreciate it. I'm pretty sure like other people were just like, oh, it's Nicolas Cage, but why does he look like that? It was just like a deep cameo dive, and it just wasn't executed properly.
It'd be a lot of like Nick Cage's Superman. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, the de-aging CGI looked awful, but I wish they would have used the multiverse to show us new stuff, because there's a whole infinite area we have and keep going back. The stuff we already seen. Yeah. Basically. Yeah. I mean... In the Flash, it didn't even make sense either. I mean, I know we're kind of dipping into the Flash topic, but that didn't really make sense either, because it was just cameo fest. It was like, why is all this even happening in the first place? It was just...
To me, it didn't make much sense either.
Yeah, so, I mean, regardless, the Flash had some good moments. It's not to just dig. It's mostly to just show how atrocious CGI faces can be. And, obviously SAG-AFTRA trying to, look for resolution. And I think Brian Cox came out and said that I think there's a clause in there where they're trying to use their faces over and over and over again, and it's like, well, if I only signed up for this movie, I should only be within this movie. If I'm going to be in other people's movies, even if it's a slight cameo, I should get paid for those slight cameos. You're using my likeness. I am in a part of that movie.
Yeah. And, like, I know they're, like, spin-offs happen off franchises now and whatnot. Then just put me in that shit. Unless my character's dead, I don't see why I can't be put in that. Don't use my likeness.
Oh, and that's where corporations are like, well, I don't want to have to negotiate with this person for, like, 2-second cameo when we could just easily just put them in there. Like, they don't want to have to be like, oh, well, then you can't use my cameo.
And that's the thing, right? Because imagine, I guess the best example, imagine the end of Fast X, right? The cameo with The Rock. Imagine if his ass was CGI, or if they CGI'd Paul Walker. You know how disrespectful that would have been?
Well, they did CGI Paul Walker. Fast 7.
No, but like a full rendering. They got his brother technically they CGI'd his brother, technically. Still weird.
Yeah.
But imagine if it was like a full rendered like Paul Walker at the end of Fast X.
Honestly, I feel like they're building up to that. I think Vin Diesel's kind of like slowly getting to that point where he's gonna do that, and I'm just like,
so weird.
I don't know why.
I need to be tasteful.
I think Vin Diesel just needs to let it go, but that's obviously one person's perspective. It's just disgusting to own someone's fucking face. No, yeah, and that's true. There's no reason to own somebody's face and you reuse them over and over and over, especially without permission. That's just everybody gotta.
It's crazy.
Everybody gotta know. But regardless, it's still bleeding into other sections. Obviously, we talked about video games and their staff wanting to potentially go on strike. They wound up getting approved to strike. I guess they're going to be having talks actually today. They're actually happening at it's for the motion capture and the voice actors. It's their time to fight for obviously how their faces are going to be used, their body movements, et cetera, within that industry. And if talks don't go well and they don't basically meet their demands or have like a good understanding, video games are next. And that's kind of like where we're at right now in 2023, is that people are just not wanting to get paid fairly. Corporations just being greedy.
Yeah, and it's weird it took them this long to like start fighting back, But I feel like it had to happen eventually.
We got to focus on CGI artists too. No, yeah, Marvel's VFX and CGI artists they're unionizing, so that's obviously a positive thing as well. I just think everybody, why the CGI people in the first place didn't have any kind of unionization in the beginning
way beforehand.
Yeah, I know CGI is like getting more prominent within movies, but they were still a heavy hand in the early 2000s as well. You would have thought they would have been more unionized by now, but what kept them from that for so long is
who paid the 2003 Hulk movie CGI workers?
They did a phenomenal job. Okay, you leave them alone.
Sure.
They did a phenomenal job. He grew as he got angrier. What more can you ask for?
I don't know.
He fought with his paw as a cloud. I don't know what you want, man.
That's
a dust
weird.
storm or whatever.
That's weird.
Oh.
Dust storm.
Yeah. It was the first time we seen Hulk riding on an airplane.
That's true.
Into space.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. You could tell it started getting better, which is insane. Like Fantastic Four, not soon after, it looked pretty good. X-Men movies, they just started getting really good. Crazy stuff though.
Yeah. I don't know what a strike would mean for video game performers or anything like that. Obviously production will halt on a good chunk of games. I mean, we've been hearing apparently rumors that The Last of Us 3 might be having the ball rolling, and obviously the Suicide Squad
Red
game
Dead
is
3 maybe.
in development right now too. And will it put that on hold? Do voice actors really promote the games too, besides like on the internet?
Well, yeah,
I don't feel like they're like actors where they're up front,
No, you see them.
When?
Well, as of lately, it's been a thing. You got Yuri Lowenthal hyping the fuck, doing interviews with IGN and stuff for Spider-Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
I know what's his name, Judd something, the one that plays Kratos. He was doing a press run too.
Uh-huh.
They're just not as prominent, and none of them are really actors, I guess. They're voice actors. But, I mean, they kind of use their likeness, too. Like, Judd looks exactly like Kratos. Atreus is obviously, you know, that's really him. They do all that mocap stuff. So, I don't know. I've never considered
Christopher
what it could be
Judge.
like.
Yeah, that's his name.
There you go. But,
Yeah.
like, so they're around. I don't know how prominent they're going to be, like, you know, striking. I don't know what that means. I don't know what they'd be going through.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming that would have to be. I do remember Christopher Judge promoting like God of War and stuff like that, but that's also a rare case where they're actually using his likeness and actually using his voice. Oh, I mean, I guess they're doing it a lot more nowadays.
Yeah, a lot of games are doing
but
it now.
what about like the Spider-Man dude? It's a different voice, but a
Yuri
different.
Lowenthal?
Yeah, is it the same voice and the same actor?
Oh no, they just made him the same guy. I think for Spider-Man 2, it looks more like him.
Oh, so the original Spider-Man in the like when the game released,
The PS4 one?
that wasn't like his original face.
No.
What for? Real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like 90% sure. I'm sure Ash will correct me. He probably knows more. But I don't know what a strike could mean for the game industry. That'd be crazy. Because like, I'm sure games in development and like made in their final stages won't just stop. I think it's games that require like mocap or whatever. Like, could Call of Duty, the next one, I guess, Modern Warfare 3 or whatever, meet interruption? Probably not, because it comes out in like a month or so.
No, that was probably already like tagged, bagged, and ready to go. I'm thinking like they're obviously gonna put out like how movies are. They're gonna put out the games regardless.
And eventually they'll run out.
Yeah, but like Spider-Man 2, that one's coming out in October, sometime
weeks
in
from now?
Yeah. Will the actors in there be able to promote that? Do they even promote it usually? I don't think so. The last time we heard somebody promote it, Miles Morales dude, he said that there was co-op in there and he lied to us. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Oh no, because I mean,
we'll probably
it
cancel
just...
the Game Awards. That too.
Oh yeah,
cancel the Game
Awards. Damn, I actually watched that stuff. I like watching that.
That's when you get like new clips and shit.
Yeah,
but nah, they could still probably draw a crowd like that with showing new clips of the game and being like, well, the actors can't be here, but here you guys go. Here's a smorgasbord of like new entertainment.
Well, yeah, I mean, it would just be the host or whatever doing it, but I don't think people are gonna watch if there's no like special guests or surprises or anything like that. They could just wait for it to come on YouTube, because I know I usually watch the year of play or whatever from PlayStation, but like they usually have something up their sleeve, but it's never like, oh, here's this or whatever special guest on here, but whatever, because you could just run the trailers. Bunch of indie games getting recognition, things like that. I mean, that's cool. But I don't know. A strike for the game industry sounds crazy.
It does sound pretty insane that it's gonna bleed into that too. Would also halt most of the crossovers, special promotion material, halt people getting licensing or IPs in their games. See, that sounds detrimental. See, that sounds like a big cog in the machine right there. That would be, you won't be able to negotiate here and there. But either way, I think there's probably enough games in the chamber right now that is getting VFX done, everything done right now, all the hard work that a bunch of people on computers basically do, and then
well, Kevin Conroy, may he rest in peace. Will the AI stuff prevent him from being like prominent again? You know what I mean? Like, is there something stopping them from making another Batman game with his voice? I guess.
Okay. That'd obviously be a thing too. Would they even be able to make games at all with certain IPs? Because they come from film, right? Well, they come from film rights, and then they go to video games.
Well, yeah, but if they own it, like if WBD or DC owns the game rights, like they could just sell it to WB Montreal or whatever, and just be like, we're working in-house.
Well, that's under the same umbrella, yeah. That's why, so they could probably do something like that. They're
working in-house.
Dead by Daylight getting no license. Killers will destroy all of the player base. That too. I don't know who still plays Dead by Daylight, but I still see
a lot of people still play that.
I don't see a lot of people playing that. I think I see clips here and there, but I don't think I see a lot of people.
No, ever since the Xenomorph dropped in it, I think it picked up.
That happened?
Yeah,
they dropped an alien in there. What the fuck?
They put the Xenomorph in there. They still put heroes in. I think they put Ash in there. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, the
Evil Dead.
Yeah, the Evil Dead dude.
Yeah, they put the Stranger Things in there. They still do a lot of stuff.
Okay,
they keep it alive.
Well, hopefully, that doesn't happen to the Dead by Daylight people. Hopefully that doesn't happen to the game industry. Hopefully they find a common ground, and hopefully we don't have to deal with all this nonsense anymore. Just pay your people fairly. You know, obviously there's going to be a lot of tug and pull. The industry, the writers, all that, they're going to over ask for things, and then you got to play the middle ground and find a deal in the middle. People got to bend to make a relationship work.
I think the game industry, though, could last a bit before they run out, if that makes any sense. I feel like there's always games in development, and if not, maybe this could give the indie games a time to shine, like the smaller people.
That's true, too. That's true. I mean, at the same time, I mean, who's really... Well,
we don't because we're console players, but PC players get it.
But isn't that like how the games become big? They start off small, but then obviously as people play the fuck out of them, they get bigger, and then they're now mainstream.
Well, yeah, that's just with anything. But like small creators on like Steam and things like that, they'll probably get their recognition.
What was that one game that everybody was playing? It's on like Fortnite too, where like people just go up. Pretty sure it's just up, but they just go up.
Oh yeah, they just jump from like platform to platform.
Yeah, until they get to the very tippity top. I have
no idea what that game is called.
It's like never ending. I've seen a lot of people rage quit because they fall to the very bottom because they missed something. So, fellow console chads, yes, PlayStation.
Yeah,
PlayStation.
We play PlayStation.
maybe bad news for us because apparently their systems got hacked by a ransom hacker group. That shit was crazy. So apparently they asked Sony for a ransom. They're not bargaining, and they are now going to sell people's data.
What the hell?
I don't know how severe it is. We obviously have PlayStation, so it's kind of like
it's kind of a problem.
Well, Sony seems to have an issue with fucking cybersecurity.
Yeah,
they're always getting. What isn't that what happened with fucking what's that one movie with Seth Rogen and James Franco?
Pineapple Express?
No, the other one. The one where they go to Korea.
Oh, The Interview?
The Interview, yeah. Where the interview, and then they got hacked, the whole movie leaked, and then it was like this big ass deal, like nukes and stuff were like being thrown around. I was like, what's going on? Like it was causing like this big stir up. Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Pray for PlayStation.
Xbox peasant. Look. Xbox cool. I don't want to shit on it. It's just PlayStation got the games.
Let me know when you get exclusives.
Yeah,
that isn't Forza. No,
you get Forza or like what else do they get?
Forza.
Tomb Raider. You guys have Tomb Raider. Very nice.
Well, you guys just got Call of Duty, so I mean, prepare for the next Call of Duty after Modern Warfare 3.
There you go. Call of Duty exclusively. Love The Interview. The Interview is nice as well. It's a good movie. But Doom might be an exclusive too. Oh yeah, because they're under the Blizzard, I believe, as well. So
that could be fun.
Yeah, you guys can have Doom. I haven't really played that game either. Yeah. I heard the last one wasn't really that good either.
Which one? The Doom?
Yeah. Was the last one good?
Yeah, it was pretty.
Or
good.
Was that the one? I'm thinking of the one before. There was like 2 that released, right?
I don't know. I don't keep up with that game either.
Yeah, but
Doom Eternal was good.
I haven't played it. I gotta play it. It's free on the PlayStation Store.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, probably check it out.
Enjoy it, and then remember that we can't have any more.
Yeah, it's okay. I will be crying as I play Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
And Kratos and all that good stuff. But if our accounts get hacked,
that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, we're not gonna be able to play shit.
Yeah,
not gonna be very good. So just a little awareness for you.
Damn.
Just to
clear my browser history.
They're gonna hit you up and be like, "Hey, we're gonna leak all this shit all over the place."
That's crazy, man. They need to protect their stuff better.
Yeah, Sony been having this problem.
Yeah,
and you think a multi-million-dollar company, or maybe why are they so targeted to hack? Because
they're PlayStation.
I mean, Disney gets leaks. People get leaks all the time from like.
What happened
emails
to the kid
and stuff?
that leaked or that broke into GTA 6 and stole like information or whatever?
Hey, that shit was crazy. Put a whole like clips on the internet of the game and everything like that. That shit was insane. I'm looking up that Slasher Wives Uncle has a PS5. We can still play PS exclusive. Oh, very good.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, That works out too.
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Coming soon. MK1's out.
Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat. Is that on all platforms?
I think it's on PS5.
I was watching a clip. I think it was this morning. I was watching a clip where, he's like playing Mortal Kombat with some other dude, and then you just hear this dude like spamming his controller, like all the clicks, and he's like, damn, he's breaking his controller, and he's barely doing anything. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It was the funniest thing, but that's probably me with
so
those
sweaty.
games.
Such a sweaty game. I don't know if I vibe with it yet.
Yeah, and you haven't even jumped on yet.
I haven't.
You're probably gonna fall behind.
Yeah, I know. I'll catch up.
Yeah, but
I'll join in time for when Omni-Man and all of them show up.
oh yeah, Peacemaker.
I'm not gonna.
You're gonna play Peacemaker. That's
if
gonna
you
be your
end up-
to-go character is Peacemaker.
I know. If you get it, you're probably gonna be using him, and let me tell you,
I'm gonna get good at Peacemaker just to whoop
Yeah,
your ass
you're
with
not
John
gonna-
Cena every single
No,
time.
it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a finisher.
I'm gonna rip out his spine with Omni-Man. I'm telling you.
It's crazy. You already played Mortal Kombat 1, but saying April 2024. That's when that.
Well,
one
there you
come out. Oh, that's where you'll be there. You said you're gonna be there for Spider-Man 2,
Yeah.
right?
I'm gonna be there for Spider-Man 2. That's the plan.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the plan. Or
That's
you're
the plan.
going to be there.
That's the plan.
You know, plans get detoured all the time, but
I'm well
we
aware of such phenomena.
we're manifesting it into
Exactly.
reality, please.
I'm gonna get my PS5. I'm gonna play Spider-Man 2. I will stay off the internet. I will block all those words. Let me tell you.
And be like, come look at this.
Because even when God of War came out, I avoided spoilers for that one heavy. Ragnarok. Like,
Yeah,
I
me
was
too.
I was off the internet. I was like, I don't want to see any of this
Mhm.
until I witness it.
Yeah,
And then I bought it, and it was great.
greatness. And it's crazy because you waited like a good few months. I think
Yeah.
I waited like a month after the game released, or 2 months or something. But yeah, it was hard to
Yeah.
dodge spoilers on that one too.
Mhm.
You know which movie is getting spoiled for me right now? Or not spoiled, but like I have to like avoid that shit. Is that new Hulu one that we're gonna be
Oh,
doing one?
the
Yeah,
No
people
one
have been
can- no one will
posting
save
shit.
you or
I've been
something?
like, and I gotta like
avoid that.
avoid
shit.
and keep
Yeah.
going, and I'm just like, man, why did give me a chance, give me a chance, bro.
Yeah.
Moving on though, somebody, which movie? It's that what Hulu?
It's called No One Will Save You or something like that. It's on
Yeah,
Hulu.
right. That alien one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Check out the trailer. I know we reacted to it. I can't remember the actual name. It's on Hulu.
Yeah.
It should be like #1 in movies right now.
No
It's
one
like
can
the-
save you. I'm avoiding it too. Yes, man. There's everywhere. People are just posting that shit. I'm just like, why?
I'm trying to watch it. I need to hurry up and watch it. Actually.
GTD said it's amazing. I believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it. I'm hearing good things.
Yeah. Can't wait to review that. That's gonna be good.
But moving on, something that might interest everybody, maybe not you. I told you he wasn't gonna be dead for long.
Son of a bitch.
Miramax is shopping around Michael Myers yet again. Their contract with Blumhouse was up after Halloween ends, and now Malika Akkad is basically looking around trying to figure out what's the next studio, who's gonna be the
Son
next
of a
one to
bitch.
bring Michael Myers back somehow miraculously from the dead. And apparently rumor has it that Paramount is kind of in the lead to want to
God
do
damn
something
it.
with it, but yeah.
I don't know if I can vibe with Paramount making a horror movie.
What they make
Oh wait,
Scream.
no wait, that's not true.
They make Scream.
Not just Scream, but if it's under Hamada and what's his name, I'll be down for that.
Oh, Warner Brothers.
No, because he moved to Paramount, didn't he?
Oh, that's right. He did move to Paramount.
If
Hamada
if
did, yeah.
Hamada and the other dude are looking over it, I'll be down for that.
Okay, that's weird for you to ride for Hamada like that. I'm hoping Paramount gets him because they want to make the horror verse. I've been begging for it. Keep it from A24.
Ghostface.
A24 is gonna make it into some kind of weird psychological trip where you're just
Michael's not even gonna be real. He's gonna be a trip you see on acid. Like,
yeah. Some kid's head's gonna get knocked off. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'm surprised. We did do a rewatch. Obviously, we're ramping up
Yeah.
to get ready for October and all that stuff. But like in the new Blumhouse ones, I'm surprised how many kids actually bit the dust and
Right?
they weren't afraid to.
I was actually kind of into that.
Yeah, I was. Well, I don't. How into it were you though?
Well, I was into seeing him like kill anyone other tand like adults and teenagers and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah. Like nobody was.
Because I mean,
off the
we
list.
know dogs and other animals bit the dust, but like, does he stop at children?
Mm.
No, he doesn't.
He's like, well, I mean, he walked away from that baby in 2018. Maybe he does have a line and babies are that line.
Well, babies are innocent.
Like, you just see Michael Myers chuck a baby. Like, you're just gonna...
Do it on the ground.
Oh, shit.
No.
I'm so worried for the new A24 Camp Crystal Lake series. Me too. I heard... We heard what it was about. Like, it's going to be like a psychological, like, trippy kind of, like...
It's going to be about his mom.
The mom and what she had to go through and, like, dealing with Michael and his trauma when he drowned and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm into it, but at the same time, I'm like, I want to see Jason Voorhees do what he does.
Yeah.
I mean,
I said that on record. I don't really care for the mom, if I'm being for real. The
first she was in one movie.
That's why the first one, set the grounds, but I don't need like 3 seasons before Jason shows up.
If the mom is like his on the shoulder person, where it's like, yes, kill this person, Jason. Like, I can deal with
like
that.
The game?
But yeah, basically, but. For her to play an actual role in like a human capacity, I'm just like, yeah, well, nobody really cares about her. She was in the first one and that's it.
But back to Michael. I'm into the idea of more movies. I just need them to spice it up.
What? Jason X wasn't spicy enough for you?
I said Michael.
Oh, Michael.
We're talking about Michael.
Oh.
He never went to space.
Oh, yeah. He hasn't went to space. Would you be open to seeing him in space, though?
Michael Myers in space. Actually, you know how funny that would be if we just bring back that goofy genre of scary movies? That'd be crazy.
You just don't hear anything in space, but just Michael's breathing in the mask.
He's actually wearing an oxygen tank. He's just like...
Then we find out that he doesn't need air because he's just superhuman.
Yeah, bro, ain't no way. He's bulletproof. He's 6 foot tall. And he doesn't need air.
No oxygen, nothing.
He's just a tank. That'd be evil.
Restart. Michael escapes after all those years, and it's a new mythos. There's no Laurie, and all new timeline, and all new cast. See, I was thinking that too, and I think I seen Elijah Wood say that to do Carpenter, John Carpenter's and Debbie Carpenter's, or Debbie Hill or whatever her name was, to do their vision, which was what Season of the Witch tried to do, which was an anthology series where. Kind of like what they say, the shape takes a new form, like take a new form every year as something different. Michael was just kind of like this evil person. We can move on and do more of an anthology series, kind of like what American Horror Story does and everything like that. But I'm like, I don't think that's what makes Halloween Halloween. I think Halloween is Michael Myers. I think that's who we need, and I think having a new take on him with no Laurie and all that would be great. It's just. I don't think the audience would be okay with that. Yeah, you're going to have all the older people be like, nah.
That'd be too much of a change. And you know what we say? We want change, but not too much change.
Mm-hmm.
And that scares people. That sounds like a good premise. My thought was just to, like, pitch it, I guess. We started out fine. Like, I guess the same concept or whatever. But he makes his run through the Myers family.
Mm.
And then we get someone else.
Yeah.
As, like, the... protagonist or whatever, but like imagine where a universe where he kills Laurie, basically. Not like what happened in Resurrection. Not like that. Not like that. I know how that sounded. Not like that. But like in a better way where he's just like, I don't really need a family. I'm gonna just keep moving.
Resurrection.
Not like Resurrection. No.
No.
Trick or treat, motherfucker. Like
That's
oh my god.
Not Busta Rhymes.
Not like that.
I think we've already established. Like, I tell you right now.
Would you want it as a show or a movie?
Oh, that's the question too, right?
I'd want it as a movie. I think a show might downplay it.
No, because Chucky is doing really well as a TV show too.
Well, when they made it AI, it didn't do too good, so they kind of went smaller. But I don't want him reduced to a TV show.
I wouldn't want him reduced either, but kind of like how I kind of feel like Chucky's being reduced as well. Busta Myers. Busta Myers. I think Chucky kind of got reduced as well, but a lot of these older horror icons where, you can't really take them too serious. Like Michael Myers, like he's a dude in a mask that walks around. Yeah, he's super strong. He tanks bullets. We've already have a lot more innovative killers nowadays. I guess they're kind of, Scream is an amazing like example of just adapting to the times, where Michael Myers, we've come to the point where we have machine guns. Michael, what are you going to do against machine guns, my man? we're gonna rail you with these AR-15s. It's gonna be over. You get,
well, yeah, but Haddonfield isn't packing like that. I don't think.
Well, that's the thing.
They're a bunch of rednecks.
Let's take the Bloomhouse ones. They established at one point they destroyed the Myers house, so he doesn't really have any motivation. By Halloween Ends, where is he? Underground. So why didn't they take that opportunity to set him in a new setting? Be like, okay, well, he's lost. He's figuring it out.
Michael comes to New York.
That what Jason Voorhees did is Michael or Jason takes Manhattan or something like that. Just with Michael Myers.
Goes to Broadway.
Michael goes to Los Angeles, bro. Imagine Michael in Los Angeles.
That's why I think we need
killing influencers.
A simple revamping of things like that. Because I mean, in H2O, he went to California.
He did to find Lori.
Yeah,
my boy was tracking her down.
Yeah, he broke into, stole federal records and everything. No,
on her ass, bro. On her ass.
But I don't know. I think a movie would work. They need to be a little bit more creative with how they take it.
Honestly, people want the show to be the anthology and the movies to be Michael's. Yeah, that would make sense. If they do an anthology series, kind of like what John Carpenter wanted to do, but for TV, that'd be perfect. A new episode, different, killers or whatever, or season. And then Michael for the big screen.
Wouldn't it kind of end up like the Twilight Zone, though?
Oh, but then they'll probably do some shit where they're going to do, like, the horror Avengers or something. You're going to see all these people from the TV jump to the movies.
The horror Avengers.
Yeah, and just slaughtering people. Michael's not going to play nice with some, and he's not going to yell at them, but just be like...
He'll be like, you're lucky I don't stab you, but in mute.
Quietly. Oh, so quietly.
Disapprove. It's going to have subtitles. Disapproves. It's going to be like, how's he doing that? I don't know.
More like Tales from the Crypt. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Have you seen that?
No.
Reminds me of the Michael versus Batman thing I wrote. What? Michael versus Batman?
Hey, whoa now. You wrote something. Okay, share with me that later.
Yeah, wait, but does Batman win?
If Batman doesn't win, we got to have a conversation.
Without prep time, does Batman win?
Okay, but what is winning technically? What's winning?
Winning is like, well, Batman doesn't kill. Michael kills. So I'd say putting him in a prison cell. Can Batman do that?
What?
Would Batman break his arms to be like, you're not moving anymore?
I am like 99% sure. Because Batman figures out, hey, this motherfucker's strong. He's going to hit him with the Batmobile.
Well, that's what I'm saying. How do you stop somebody who doesn't stop? Like, he's just going to keep coming at him.
You can't kill something that's
He's just going to be
dead.
waiting for every single time he wakes up from a coma for another ass whooping from Batman? Or
he's just going to get up slowly. Batman's going to be like, I can do this all day.
Yeah.
I don't know. That sounds insane, though.
But the thing is, I use Pattinson's Batman and DGG's Michael, an inexperienced low-tech Bruce, and a decent fighting skills versus the Boogeyman. Yeah, no, I think he dies.
Yeah, in that case, he'd die.
Like, I'm not trying to... I think he's dead. Now, if it was against, like, Ben Affleck's Batman...
something different. It'd be something different.
Michael Myers, neck snapped. It's
like
over.
Arkham Knight Batman, he's dead. Like, I don't...
He's going to be like, oh, Michael died by proxy. Like...
Oh my goodness.
That's probably the case. Bale's Batman, probably 50-50.
He's not doing it.
I feel like Bale's Batman might be the Batman that cracks.
Hit his ass with the tumbler.
Yeah, like it's gonna be, that one might be vicious. Michael Keaton's Batman. Okay, if we're talking in the Flash, Michael Keaton.
It's the same one.
Okay, well no, because he fights differently in the old one. If it was the dude in the old one, that Keaton fighting Michael Myers, it's over. Michael's just going to look at him and be
He's gonna squish his head in like a grape.
Yeah, just slap him hard. It's done. Rip the rubber mask off. It's over.
Yeah, to be a wrap. Michael Keaton, Bruce Wayne.
Michael versus Bat Nipples?
No.
Clooney?
Once he pulls out the skates, it's a wrap. He's going to be like, Michael, I can buy you a home. Pulls out Bat card.
Yeah. Pattinson's Batman. I don't know. I'd be down. Let me hear about that whenever.
Can you imagine if
he gets to you about it?
Can you imagine if Michael Myers had any form of training other than like basic human strength, like dumb strength? Like, can you imagine if he was like a boxer or whatever?
Yeah, Michael as a boxer. Michael in Creed 4.
His hand gonna hit like cement. I know it. It will be like boom.
It's gonna be Michael B. Jordan's daughter
Yeah.
fighting Michael Myers.
Jesus. Because I mean, you watched Kills recently when he charged that cop. When he charged that cop, he was fast as fuck. So you don't.
That was like so weird too, and apparently he teleports at one point.
That's what I'm telling you. Homie just, and then funniest thing. I know this is not about those movies technically. I just like the fact that he dies in his hands and he's just like, damn, and then he walks away.
It was over.
He's just like, damn, he took the pleasure of killing him. I'm out, and then he just walks away.
Yeah.
Funniest thing.
He was like, well, I guess it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So looking forward to a new Michael Myers.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm interested for sure.
They're never gonna stop. I know you were like, when are they gonna just put him down? Well, they did.
Well, if it's the end of that's the thing, right? Because there's no way you're gonna make me believe that he lives after ends, basically. So they're gonna have to start over.
It's gonna have to be a reboot.
Yeah,
but I don't want to hear again. Oh, everything is non-canon except
4,
for
5, and 6 are now canon. You'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah.
Only Resurrection is canon. Throw it away.
What if they just pick up from the storyline that 6 left off at?
Resurrection?
No, the
Curse.
Yeah.
No. Fuck that.
You didn't like that direction?
Hell no.
Oh, hell no.
Hell no.
What if they're just like, hey, you know what? The original vision was 6 and on.
If they decide to pick up from Resurrection, a burnt Michael Myers running around, it's not gonna look good.
Busta Rhymes walks back into the picture.
Yeah, he's gonna come back for the sequel.
Yeah,
he's gonna be a Taekwondo master at that point.
Just gonna put more paws on Michael Myers. It's gonna be crazy. I would probably pay money for that. You know what? I'm gonna be one to say that Busta Rhymes actually was a joy in that movie.
Okay.
Yeah, moving on.
It's a wrap. We're moving forward.
Moving on. I want to go back to the... Yeah, that's the one, isn't it?
What did he say? No, yeah. No, we don't. Yeah, we don't want to do that.
I think the word is incest.
We don't want that.
Yeah, no, we don't want to. I think...
If they approach Rob Zombie again, we just tell them no. There's no way.
Oh, yeah. That one too.
Yeah, me too. Makes me want to vomit too.
That one was
it's a wrap.
In the theatrical cut, they made that so vague, but then in the director's cut, they were like, "No, we knew. We're gonna put a name on it."
Yeah. But anyway,
Rob did not want to make a sequel.
Let's just move forward.
Yeah, but Michael Myers being shopped around again. Hopefully, it's not another like non-canon. Yeah. Let's get a new origin story.
Yes,
I'd say a movie. They could probably do something big like Scream's doing right now if they just
revamp.
And imagine Myers versus Scream. He's whoever's
Scream
under them.
is so dead.
Yeah, they're dying.
Unless it's like one of the newer ones. No. I want to see Michael get interesting with his kills though. Like I want to see him hit somebody with a 12 gauge. That'd be crazy. Kind of like what Ghostface did in 6.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to see that. I want to see more of that.
Yeah.
Like when I seen Ghostface pull out that shotty, I was so excited. I was like, "Thank God! Finally, they took my advice. I spoke it into the universe." I was so happy to see that kill. You have no idea.
It was just the next logical move. I don't know. 2 Ghostface in sync against Mike sounds cool. It honestly kind of like what they did in Scream 6 when they were stabbing that one dude in the theater.
Both of them somehow lived.
Yeah, somehow made it. But oh man, if he could survive, Michael's gonna survive that shit quick. Chad, that's the name. Chad, a real Chad.
He's gonna live.
Waiting for that. But moving on though, obviously we're gonna have to bring it up. We talked about it before.
Damn.
It's becoming a big deal again. Amber Heard supporters are not letting it go. Nobody's. Yeah. I don't know how many supporters she has.
All 12 fans.
All 13 fans.
Yeah.
They are really writing for her, and they didn't like the bed shitter. The bed shitter, honestly, yeah.
Damn.
They aren't liking with these notes that had came out on Reddit. They had revealed, we talked about it before, that apparently James Wan was bad. Apparently, that Jason Momoa himself would tell her not to promote things, that he couldn't promote the movie because of her, but that he would even go as far as blame Amber Heard for increasing harassment and eventually wanted her fired, and that Momoa would like come to set dressed as Johnny Depp and just be an all-around dick to her. Apparently, James Wan was doing the same thing. I waited to see if there was any actual evidence to this or any kind of backed up support, but apparently there isn't. There's no, I mean, obviously James Wan is not going to come out and be like, yeah, we fucking bullied her, and Jason Momoa is not going to be like that either. But why is it that there's still Amber Heard fans that are writing for her saying that this is what happened and they try to push her out? But I don't think all this, well, I mean, I think Jason Momoa came out and said even in the first one she was kind of like a bear to like deal with on set.
I don't know what's going on exactly. Her fans being riled up like this or something else, because I see it on Twitter all the time. It's just like, oh, you know, she's not getting as worse treatment as Johnny Depp or whatever, that they're both shit. I could acknowledge they're both shit, but she fucked up. She shat in his bed. Like, they're I'm just kidding. But I don't know. I don't know. I highly doubt Jason Momoa acted like that in any sort of way. He seems like a genuinely nice guy. James Wan, same thing. I don't know much about him to make that judge of character other than that he makes really good movies. And I could separate the art from the artist at that point.
Momoa and Johnny dressed really similar, so that claim is fucking stupid. She defiled the sacred resting place. Yeah.
Basically.
But yeah.
Like, damn, bitch is at the toilet. No.
You missed. You missed.
She had the bubble guts and just couldn't make it.
I know obviously the bed shitting is a big deal.
It's a joke.
It's not just satire. A joke. That is a big deal. I would say if I don't know how Johnny still put up with that after she shit in the bed, but he should have probably left after that. That should have been like the biggest red flag. But you know, he tried to make it work, he said, and that's fine.
But Momoa and Depp do kind of share like similar wardrobe.
They do. Depp is very like, yeah, they do kind of, They do kind of dress the same. I don't think it was like intentional. Why would Momoa want to try to get her fired? That just sounds stupid. If she felt that way and she felt like the whole world was against her while she was filming and having to do this whole thing, like she wouldn't have been a part of it unless she really wanted this gig. So you're willing to eat that shit if it meant fame and fortune, but now all this shit is coming out about you. And, you know, Johnny is finally getting his redemption arc and blah, 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 blah. Now, all of a sudden, it was like, well, you know, they're cutting my my screen time, and they were bullies to me, and blah, blah, blah. So,
yeah.
Very convenient for me.
Yeah.
For her.
It's a little weird because maybe it's all just trying to get her back into the sunlight, but she doesn't want it. She doesn't want to be in the spotlight right now. Mm-hmm. She would rather make her little indie films or whatever out there in Italy, wherever the fuck she's at. And, you know, live happily, and like, power to her. I don't really care. And yeah, if she would have came out and said this sooner, it would have been a different thing. But that's not the case.
They pulled Johnny out Beetlejuice 2 last I heard of them.
I don't think he was in there.
No, I think he was still canceled around that time when Beetlejuice 2 was supposed to be coming around. They pulled them. The last project they pulled him from was the Harry Potter one, the Fantastic Beasts. That's the one where I think he shot like a couple scenes and they completely just recasted him and redid the scenes with McCallison. And then he's been under the radar. He's coming out with that new movie, that indie movie.
Yeah,
that
got
was
a standing ovation.
Yeah, got a standing
film festival.
Yeah,
Sundance.
Sundance. Yeah, and it was very like controversial. Like, oh, why are you guys clapping for this whatever abuser? Blah 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 blah. It was weird, and they refused to allow him on Wednesday. That was another thing. That one I'm not sure about. I try to look into the whole Wednesday thing. I don't know if he was supposed to be, if that was promised to him, if he was supposed to be, because there was at one point a rumor that Johnny Depp was supposed to be on Wednesday. Yeah. And I'm assuming he was supposed to be like uncle or dad to Jenna Ortega or some shit like that.
Oh, he was gonna be Gomez?
Something like that.
That would have been crazy.
Something like that.
That'd have been sick.
But nothing really was on paper, so I don't know if it was just like something that they were hyping, rumors, or what, if it was an actual thing. But yeah, he was gonna be Gomez. Yeah.
Oh, that would have been sick. Robbed. We were so robbed.
Like I said, that one's up in the air. I can't say that we were robbed because who knows that it was even in the bank.
Well, if that was in the bank and he was canceled, they probably were just like, no, and then give it to the other guy. And not to take it from him, but he did really good as Gomez. But damn, knowing we could have gotten Johnny Depp as Gomez sounds pretty cool.
It would have been cool. It would have been different. Still haven't watched the show, to be honest. But maybe I kind of feel like that Gomez character kind of fits that the old one anyways. I feel like that new take of Johnny Depp wouldn't have been like, well, Johnny Depp is like a beloved person too, so who knows?
It would have worked. Damn. Robbed.
You got to take in that what's it called? That like factor from like audiences and stuff, right? But yeah, so I just wanted to bring it up. I mean, do you feel any sympathy for Amber Heard?
Not really.
As a human being, I guess.
Not really. I mean, she's doing her own thing. Power to her. I don't really have a stake in it. The only thing I feel really bad about, I guess, is that I don't get to see her mirror anymore, which I kind of enjoyed. Regardless of her character, I could separate her from her portrayal because it's not like Mara's the one shit in the bed, but like
fish droppings.
I don't really care.
Fish droppings is just fish droppings everywhere. In Momoa's
like,
bed.
damn, bitch, this ain't the ocean. Like, but yeah, no, that's the only thing I guess I really care about.
Do Atlanteans have toilets? Or do they shit? Do they just like drop their pants and it just floats to the top?
I imagine that would be the case.
Questions that need to be answered in Aquaman 2 or I'm not watching.
James Gunn will figure it out in Aquaman 3.
In the tank. In the tank. What tank? They have an ocean tank? Bottom?
I don't know,
man. That's
interesting.
Gotta ask James Wan. Gotta ask James Wan.
Hey,
that
James
one.
Wan, where do Atlanteans shit? Like, imagine you just go
If
to
he
Comic-Con asking that.
If he has an answer, W.
That makes sense.
If he has an answer,
that
W.
makes sense.
100%. That's cool. Moving on, though. We got... Now, this is my fault. I let it slip. We had his court date that was supposed to happen earlier this September. But I guess it got pushed back, and I guess it just happened silently because I didn't read any articles. It just went past me. But Jonathan Majors, his domestic violence trial had got pushed back. He was supposed to get it done, says right here, October 6th, but it's getting pushed back to October 25th. But I distinctly remember saying that they were supposed to have a trial like the 14th of September.
Yeah.
Or like the 15th or something like that. And it wound up getting pushed back. He didn't come down to the court. It was just lawyers locked behind closed doors. Apparently there was like confidential stuff that they couldn't like reveal to the public and all that stuff. So he was on Zoom from LA for a New York trial that was taking place. It wound up pushing back. It sounds like the defense isn't responding, and I'm assuming the defense is Jonathan Majors, because the prosecuting is the DA and the girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, the girlfriend I guess dropped the charges, but the DA is obviously
DA.
still pursuing because they have to. But got silently pushed back. Why do you think it was so silent? Like, why? Like, is it because he just didn't go to the courtroom? You think people just weren't making noise about it? But
basically,
like,
yeah.
it just seems kind of shady the way it's just keeping like hushity hush now.
Oh yeah, I think if he doesn't show up, there's nothing to really like talk about, I guess, because it's not like, oh, Jonathan Majors shows up, so on and so forth. Because if he was there, it would have been over the news. Same as like what happened with I guess his savior tape, whatever you want to call it. Where he stopped those girls from fighting.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was everywhere.
Break it up.
That was everywhere.
Break it up.
But I don't know. I don't really, like... I don't know why it's so quiet. And if the defense isn't responding, then damn, we got a problem.
Last we heard that...
They had a strong defense.
Oh, yeah, and the girls bounced out.
Yeah.
And that could possibly still be the case. They could still be waiting on them to, to respond or be found or something. Or I would have thought if they didn't show up, after a certain amount of time, charges kind of just get dropped.
Yeah.
But it seems like things are still moving along.
They're
just things are just getting pushed back. And I know after everything that happened and how like Disney's been kind of keeping him out of like, obviously the Loki promotion. They showed him a little bit, but they're not going to be using him front and center like I was assuming they were going to hope to do.
Yeah.
It's just it's weird that it just got pushed back like that, and that was my bad that I let it slip. But it's just like, damn, nobody was talking about it either.
It's so weird that it's getting pushed back. It's weird. It bothers me.
Yeah, because I would have thought he would have been in the clear before the Loki show arrived.
Yeah, I was expecting that too. That kind of fucks everything up. Screws up the plans.
Jonathan Majors is still in limbo.
Yeah, damn, bro, you gotta let something happen so we know if things are moving forward without him or not, I feel.
What if this is like bad news? What if this is him leaning towards the other side where he could be guilty?
Well, yeah, I'm sure that's an option too. I don't know exactly, but if he's guilty, then he's guilty, and the MCU will move forward.
Damn. Without him?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It'll break your heart.
A little bit.
a little bit of you will die on the inside.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll lock it away with the Snyderverse and all that.
Dude had one of the fastest rises and falls I've seen. Yeah, that was one thing too that I thought was crazy, and I know they were like pointing it out in his defense, like, oh, you know, a successful black man, coming up so fast, and you know, having you know all this success in a short amount of time, and that this woman is just trying to stop him in his tracks. But I'm like, this isn't like somebody who it happened to, and then a few months later they get called out, or you know, they come out and be like, oh, you know, I was holding this in for so long. Like, this happened that night. He wound up getting arrested the next morning, and it was, you know, it was this big deal. So there could be chances where, you know, he is innocent, and I hope that he is, because, you know, he is a really good actor. I think that he's great. It's just, if he's an asshole, it's like, well, damn, bro, what do we do now?
Yeah.
You're
if he's
gonna have
innocent,
to let him go. You can't watch Creed 3 ever again.
That's not true. Because I could watch for Michael B. Jordan technically.
Yeah, but then you're gonna be like, that scene where he like punches him. You're gonna be like, oh, he was pretending that was somebody else.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's just not him. It's just John Boyega. I don't know. If he's, like I said, I'm not really believing anything until we get an actual verdict, and in which case I will make that line when I have to. But till then, I'm
still writing for your boy.
Yeah.
Well, just give everybody an update. He is due for court October 25th. That is when he needs to reply, or the defense needs to reply on what has been brought to the table. Who knows what's been brought to the table? Like I said, everything is confidential.
Yeah.
Why all of a sudden it's confidential is insane. I'm assuming people are involved to keep it on the down low until everything's out in the open. But yeah, man, it doesn't. This whole thing has been kind of like a excuse me. It's been kind of like a roller coaster. You know, like he's losing, then he's winning, then he's losing, and here we are.
Yeah, this is like the third time his court date's been pushed back, and I wonder why he's not in New York.
Other obligations he has to do. I know it's not work, like acting work.
He's on strike.
Yeah, but doesn't he have like kids and stuff that he needs to go? Like,
does he have kids? I don't know.
He has kids in LA and stuff.
Probably, I don't know. But that's weird that he's there instead of in New York where he's supposed to be for his court trials and stuff.
Yeah. Well, like I said, in the article it says that it was just all lawyers in suits. So it's just kind of like people trying to figure out what's going to be where, and not a lot to disclose because not a lot was given, but it being on the down low doesn't spell any good news for anybody. I don't believe. Because if it was good stuff, it'd be Jonathan Majors and his team would fight to make that known to get public opinion on his side. You know, they're just keeping it quiet. So maybe they know, like, any way you slice it, he's still gonna have some bad part of the pie of the involvement or whatever, and it's gonna be like this like repercussion time. But maybe that's what they're trying to do, is prepare for that time where he beats the case, but yet it's still gonna be like, well, he did do things, and it's like, well, you know, he's gonna have to have a time of down low shit, and but either which way, hopefully something good comes out of it. I'm not sure, but moving on, we got Martin Scorsese, an older cat,
the GOAT,
talking his shit, being one of those people saying that there's no room for like, I guess, any up and coming people. Ain't no room for regular stories, that there's only room for big tentpole IPs, is what he kind of says. He goes on and says it's almost like artificial intelligence making a film, and that doesn't mean that you don't have an incredible director or special effects, people doing beautiful artwork, but what does it mean? What do these films, what will it give you, aside from a kind of consumption of something and then eliminating from your mind, your whole body, you know? So what is it giving you? He says in the magazine and interview, and it kind of makes sense. I don't agree with everything that they say, but at this point they are giving us pointless superhero consumption. And I've told you before, this is kind of like, you know, there was a horror era, there was a cowboy era, there was a sci-fi era, there was this, you know, superhero era now, and there's going to be a point where they're going to feed you a little too much. And I think we've seen with Morbius, some of the projects in Phase 4 of Marvel, The Flash, the DCU. We got little things from Amazon now where, those debating on, how you look at it are good or bad. Sure. It's just a lot of stuff. And it becomes across where it's like, well, we've seen that before. What do they say about Blue Beetle? That it's a mix of like Iron Man and something else. And what do they say about this movie? It's a mix of this and that. It's like, well, is there any original ideas out there anymore? Or is it just, one man controlling everything and just putting it on repeat?
He has a point. The MCU, I guess, is the biggest offender. They set the trend. No one really comes in and creates more things. It's not just like a one and done anymore of a story. That, like, it has to be able to make spin-offs, and whole universes have to stem from the point and whatever else. You can't just make a story anymore. Like, everyone involved wants to make the next big universe or whatever. And, like, as cool as it is, we just need single stories back, I feel. Like, imagine if John Wick was a one and done. You know what I'm saying? He beat the bad guy, whatever, so on and so forth. But no, we're on the 4th movie and we have the Continental.
Yep.
Things like that. And while I'm not trying to shit on franchises and stuff, but yeah, if you're pumping out soulless, or as I like to put it, conveyor belt movies, it's gonna be a problem.
You use that word again.
Words.
Use those words again. I see that. I don't need an Agatha show. My point exactly. Ironheart, Agatha.
Yes. Things like that.
Secret Invasion. If it was good, it would have been a different story.
Yeah. 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 You see how the tables turn?
If it was
moving
good,
the goalposts and shit.
If it was good, it'd be. It wasn't a good show.
It's not. But if it was, you would have been like,
But that's conveyor belt show, right? That's a conveyor belt like superhero genre IP movie, whatever. It's in the same category.
Is it?
Yeah, I would think so. My spy show don't have any spy shit. Yeah, spy show with no spy shit.
It had some spy stuff.
Huh?
It had some spy stuff. Had undercover people and things like that. They just fucked up on the touchdown.
The CGI of the final fight was awful.
I'm not gonna defend that because he's right. That's true. They fumbled the ending.
Okay, what?
They fumbled the ending.
What secrecy were there? They shot. What's her face? What was her name?
Maria Hill.
No, not her. The other one. Emilia Clarke's character.
Oh yeah.
They shot her immediately in the next episode.
She's back.
She's back.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing ever happened.
Yeah,
no thrill, no suspense, no nothing. They can't do it. They can't hide shit from nobody. I think continuity probably hurts it too, 100%.
Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about. Just conveyor belt movies, dude. A lot of the MCU is just falling subject to that. The DCEU also, like, you can tell that they're trying to copy that formula, and some hit or miss, and then some are just straight garbage. Morbius is straight garbage. I can admit that. A lot of movies are just not very good. Shazam 2, not very good. The Flash, obviously garbage. Like, there's just a lot of that soullessness going around, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And I told you that this was happening. It's just an oversaturation period. I think they're just trying to hold on to the superhero fan base. Matt Smith saved Morbius for me. That one dance scene in there.
Matt Smith was pretty good in that one.
Yeah, but it's not very. I wouldn't say saved. I would say at least be like, we'll remember you, as it fell down into the abyss kind of thing. Morbius couldn't be saved. I think that one was just an atrocious movie. It was crazy. Michael Keaton at the end of it. WTF to that.
Oddly cameo. But a lot of people were jumping on his neck for this again. But he's right. He has a point. He talks about this. He talks about soullessness going around in Hollywood. And
he talks about backing up certain directors like Nolan. But
he did, right? That's the weird part, because people were trying to flip that on him too. What he says in Gist is that superhero movies are ruining the genre of cinema, but he'll support Nolan, and Nolan, arguably a GOAT, and those movies made sense at a time, and you can tell he put kind of everything into them. It's not like the MCU pumping out soulless act, and then you get Guardians, quote unquote Guardians, as this quote unquote gem, and then you move on, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing, right? He was praising Nolan for the Dark Knight films, because he thought that they were real cinema. They took a real idea, moved it in his direction, and then he kind of quit right at the end when they wanted to like franchise his shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that worked out the best.
Yes. I don't think it's superhero anything. I just think it's the inclusion of wanting to just label
it's
it.
not just superhero things. It's just they're the bigger example of soullessness going around in Hollywood. Conveyor belt movies being made.
Yeah, because that's the easy ticket right now, and that's what he means is that these big temple IPs are gonna get. Nolan having made TDK trilogy doesn't make what Martin said wrong. It was weird. People thought that was a gotcha. Yeah, I thought that was weird too. I was just like,
it's not the thing that they made it out to be. And if they did, they didn't read the
what
article
he means is story. That's the thing.
Yes.
Like you can have a nice superhero movie with a good story behind it. You don't necessarily. I know a lot of people say Superman Returns is boring, but I personally think it has a decent story behind it. A lot of talking and stuff, but I mean, exposition's nice. I mean, some people need things to be over-explained, but I mean,
we know
it is what it is. Superhero movies can be good. It's just more, can you make that story first, apply the superheroes later, or villains or whoever, blah 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 blah. I know we're talking about what was his name, the dude that had the interview in the last episode, David Goyer. We're talking about him and how he was saying that at one point they wanted to lead with villains first, like the Batman movie. So instead of writing a good story, they were like, who can we make Batman's villain? Mr. Freeze, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Line them up and then write the story around the villain. It's like, no, you can't write the story around the villain. You got to write the story first, write the villain in there, and, somebody that can oppose them and challenge them and do what the movie needs to do.
Yeah.
So there is room for good things. It just, you need people that are willing, like Feige over here saying, like Nia DaCosta coming out saying that it's Feige's movie. It's his vision. I knew signing up that I wasn't going to have full control of this thing, that this wasn't going to be my kid.
That's a problem.
You're basically a surrogate at that point.
Yeah.
You're basically just cooking his shit, doing all the work for him, but he's telling you what you're going to do.
Yeah,
and how
at that point, I'd be like, you point the camera and shoot then. The fuck? I didn't sign up to have you on my back seat. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a problem. And Martin, I feel like if it was anyone else, it would have been fine, but no, it's Martin Scorsese who's constantly been talking bad, quote unquote, talking bad about superhero movies in general, and people want to run this off as like, no one just wants to watch your mob movies or whatever, and like I like his mob movies, don't get me wrong, and I'd say that he probably has a better filmography than half of the shit we got going on right now.
Yeah,
and it's not a lot of it's just a lot of his movies have the heart and soul that these other movies are lacking.
Yeah, I don't mind Superman Returns except Spacey. I know what he's done in real life.
Lex Luthor. I gotta be real.
I know what he's done in real life. Yeah, I don't support what he does in real life, but at least in that movie, his Lex Luthor.
Did you like him in Baby Driver?
Good. I thought he was good in Baby Driver.
I liked him in Baby Driver.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I can separate the art from the artist.
Yeah,
I have no problem doing that.
Yeah, sometimes
on extreme cases when the lines start getting blurred, like Kanye, that's when I gotta be like, okay, enough of him. Like in general.
Yeah, I don't listen to Kanye anymore either.
Yeah, no.
I think he's just pushed it way too far. I don't even think I listen to his old shit either anymore.
That's why
I don't listen to nothing.
It doesn't come on rotation at all.
People can't handle someone saying something bad about the things they like, and it's sad. Nope, and that's true too. I think there's room for healthy debate, but I think that there's this weird space where people don't want to debate anymore, and it just turns into shit talking.
Yeah, and
like, oh no, you're wrong. You're wrong for your damn opinion. It's like everybody can have an opinion. Everybody can talk about it. Is there room to be for you to be swayed though? Don't come in here saying that you want to talk about Superman and what they could do better, and then you give your ideas, and then I give my idea, and then you're just like, nope, that Superman could never be that way. No, you can't do that. No, it's like, no, you gotta find the nuance in the middle of everything, and that's what conversations are for, and this is what this podcast is for, to kind of play with the mind and figure out little things here and there. So Martin Scorsese, I think, though they try to twist his words and try to make it sound like he's an old man, like I would say, like, what was his name, like Quentin Tarantino. I kind of feel like when he talks, he's a little bit ignorant in the way that he speaks sometimes. Martin Scorsese, he's very firm, and he knows what sells and what makes money.
Yeah.
And he knows that regardless, there's going to be this era. He knows that either you're going to ride the wave and make something good, or you're going to be everything else that comes out.
Yeah.
Everything that's going to fall through the cracks.
There's no way you've been around as long as Scorsese has, and you don't call out the bullshit.
Has anybody seen Bloodshot with Vin Diesel in there? Like that shit fell heavily through the cracks. I recently came around to that one.
Gross. Such a gross movie. It's not even gross, like, and then gory happens. Disgusting.
He tried. He did his best.
His next Riddick movie better be fucking fantastic.
God, I hope he works out, man. I don't know what's up with Vin Diesel and his unwillingness to just get his body back into shape. Yeah. Like you know that was your moneymaker back in the day. Basically. Like you were ripped to hell. Not a Diesel fan? Why? Oh, I'm not a fan of him now, because I kind of heard of what he does behind the scenes. I think that's why his like Fast and the Furious movies kind of rub me the wrong way now. But yeah, I don't like that he kind of uses Paul Walker's name too.
Yeah.
So I'd say that too. So I can kind of side with you. But somebody, or a lot of people who are not a fan of somebody, if we want to really talk about it, is Rachel Zegler. We talked about this in older episodes, so we'll try to keep this part of it a little bit short. But Paddington in Peru, the third Paddington movie, during the strike, they said, hey, we're going to continue filming. And Rachel Zegler was attached to it. People are now finding out that now that the strike is being close to being done, that Rachel Zegler is no longer attached to the movie, that they've already close to finish shooting the movie.
Yeah.
They wound up casting somebody else within the movie. And it's bringing a lot more things into light and a lot more different conversation where they think that she's being dropped from Snow White now and being recasted. Like I said, I talked to you before about this, and I didn't know whether or not they finished this movie. Were they in the middle of shooting it? Can they even recast her? Are they that deep into this movie? I know her and Gal Gadot did that little like press junket thing in the beginning when they were first starting to shoot it. Will she get recast? Is that a thing?
I want to say no. I don't know. Disney hasn't said anything, granted, because of the strike. But if they wanted to continue filming, they would have done it by now. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get
like
you.
If they wanted to cross that picket line, they would have done it a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think they are gonna wait for her, or depending on how the strike goes, move on without her. But right now, I think she's still locked in. I don't think she's being run out just yet.
You said picket line, and it just reminded me. We were just talking about a few days ago how Drew Barrymore wanted to restart her show, and she went through all this shit just for everything to get resolved a few days later.
Right? Telling you, she knew something was coming. They knew that they knew.
Damn.
She knew something was coming. That's why she was like, all right, I'm going to wait. And then she waited.
That's just crazy. But I'm seeing Rachel Zegler's face everywhere. I watch YouTube and all that stuff. I'm seeing her face in conservative media. A lot of other people's complaining, like film news and stuff like that. People are complaining on the take that she's been talking about doing with this movie. And I'm sure Disney's been hearing all the backlash that's been happening. So I can't completely say that she's not going to be canned from this movie. But at the same time, it's like, you know, does she deserve to be canned from this movie because of the take that they're deciding to, you know, is it her fault genuinely, you know?
I don't think it's her fault. Rachel Zegler, I mean, her press run wasn't the greatest for the Snow White movie. It was a lot of, like, bashing of men and things like that. And, you know it's bad when you have real women coming out and being like, that's dumb, you're dumb. You know what I mean? Because a lot of women would probably eat that shit up and be like, period, so on and so forth. But that's not the case here. They were just like, you are doing it wrong, lady. Like, you're really fucking up there. Yeah, you're fighting for the wrong thing. Like, it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah. She's getting bashed for everything. Drew Barrymore continues to fuck up, though. Like, the amount of times I've seen Drew apologize for whatever on Twitter is nuts. Yeah, I feel like Drew Barrymore is the equivalent of, like, when people try to park and they hit the curb and they're just like, oopsie. And they just keep going. Yeah, that's kind of what Drew Barrymore kind of does. I think she's been around to the point where she can do stuff like that, and she's always going to have a fan base as long as she doesn't do anything too crazy, which I don't think she really does. This whole the whole thing with the writer strike, in some way she wasn't even breaking rules. She was just doing her part kind of thing. She wasn't going to use a writer, nothing like that. So I mean, I get the backlash for restarting something in general because you're giving the studio money and stuff, but I don't know. I can't completely say I hate her. Maybe I'm just a fan that'll probably excuse her for everything that she does too, because I like Drew Barrymore.
She's a sweet lady.
She is very nice. She's a very nice lady, and don't you talk bad about her. She got a huge hit for joking about her Depp abuse trial.
Eesh. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Anyway, no,
but
just kidding. I'm just kidding. I mean, that's true. There's been a lot of backlash.
Yeah.
A lot of these people are coming into the spotlight to share things that they probably shouldn't be sharing. Like, I'd have a PR person in my ear being like, "Hey, you should probably shut the fuck up."
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. I don't know. Either which way, I'm not sure. I think maybe. Do you feel like Zegler's getting a little too much hate though? Not Barrymore, but Zegler herself.
Zegler. I'd say so. I always think people on the internet go a little overboard. They'll say remarks that are kind of really messed up. Telling her to commit acts against herself and things like that are extreme cases that I really don't agree with. It's one thing to really not like an actress or whatever, but it's another thing to like take her word and things like that. She posted a video talking about it and was basically like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I just wanted to do this." She was trying to apologize, and the internet was just like, "No, you said what you said, fuck off," or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I just don't vibe with that. Personally, I have my own gripes with Disney's remakes. We know this, but I'm not gonna watch it because I hate her guts. I'm not gonna watch it for a different reason entirely.
Snow White? Are you even gonna watch Snow White?
That's what I'm saying. No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm probably not gonna watch it at all. People act like they never made a mistake and hold others to such high standards.
That's the thing with celebrities, though.
Aren't you supposed to be looked at as like more of a role model type? That's why.
Well, yeah.
And the thing is that Rachel Zegler, I don't see what the issue is if she's promoting it the way that Disney wrote the movie, or if she actually had a hand in it and was able to change some stuff and be like, "Oh, this is what I want."
Yeah.
Why are you getting chewed out for something that Disney's putting in the movie? And that maybe they are blaming Disney and Rachel Zegler's just like collateral damage, but then at the same time they bring up the ungratefulness in her. Like, it's not even just the fact that she is saying this about Snow White, it's the fact that she came out during Shazam 2 and was like, I didn't really what she say, that I just needed a job or something.
Yeah.
Like, why'd you get this role? I just needed a job. Otherwise
they
I would
were
be broke.
hiring.
Like, I get it was a joke, but I guess people took it seriously, and that's why it can be mistaken. And she's getting also some backlash too, hearing that, what do you call it, that she originally didn't want to do the prequel until her boyfriend was cast in the movie for that new Hunger Games and the Ballad of Songbirds. So people are also picking this up and running with it as well. And just like I said, they're just throwing shit on shit on shit, and it's like, is she getting too much shit?
Oh,
that's the question.
God, dude.
I don't think she's a terrible actress. That's the thing. I don't think, like, I know people can bring up and be like, "Oh, well, what about you with what's his name, Levi, Zachary Levi or whatever?" That's different. He fucking sucks at acting. But Rachel Zegler, I don't think she's bad, and I thought she had like a good future ahead of her. Like, seeing her after Shazam, but then seeing all the articles and seeing the videos that she's made, the apology video she did that we covered, the everything up until now is like, well, you know, is she getting the right amount of shit, or is she getting a different amount of shit? Because I think her signing on for a movie because her boyfriend signed on is just ridiculous. Like,
well, yeah,
it's like, why?
That's crazy. That's obviously crazy. But, like, I mean, it's never been unheard of to where actresses and actors fall in love on set or whatever, causes them to be into relationships. But this is a different case, right? Because she was waiting to accept and whatnot, so he wasn't on it. I don't know. I honestly don't know. If she's having trouble in everything, she should probably lie low for a bit. Her drama is just dragging through every movie she's in.
So if you're Rachel Zegler, okay, pretend you're Rachel Zegler.
Okay.
Do a little hair flip or something. Okay, thank you. I'm Disney. Mm-hmm. I come up to you.
Yeah.
I think you should lay low a little bit. Do you still want to do Snow White? Do you think you, Rachel Zegler, should lay low or do Snow White? The Mickey laugh.
Well, fuck off, Mickey. No, I'm going. No, honestly, yeah, I would lay low though. Like if I was her, if I knew my name everywhere was being dragged under the mud into every project, not even just Snow White, because I guess that's where it stemmed. Like it's leading into Paddington, even though Paddington was more of a studio issue, because they were like, well, you don't want to work, we're gonna find someone who will. That's a whole nother issue, and then it's leading into another movie that's supposed to be coming out. It's a problem. She clearly needs to relax a little bit. Just lay low. Stay away from the internet a little bit. Just probably for like a few months.
So still do the movie, but just don't be on the internet.
Well,
I think she deleted her Twitter.
Well, no, I would probably make that my last movie for a while. I'd like die out for a little bit and then come back in a year when people are picking on someone else.
Yeah, because she missed out on a few opportunities. That Paddington thing, that's crazy. Good thing she's gonna be in the Songbirds movie, the Hunger Games one. But yeah, she lost out on movie roles.
Yeah,
Snow White being a part of it. Yeah, I don't know. She's just trying to make a living. She's trying to do what she got to do. I get it. I personally think that she is actually a decent actress. It's just I know people are going at her for her looks and stuff too, and they're gassing her at all corners, and I think she's actually somebody who doesn't deserve it. I think this is something that is like she just became like this thing where like all this different media outlets just kind of latched on, and Disney's just standing back and being like, instead of Disney coming out and being like, no, that's not how the movie's gonna be, but this is how it makes her feel, like women empowerment, whatever, blah blah blah. Like they could have totally spun this and made it be nice, but they're just like, she's the one who's saying it. That ain't us, bro. That ain't us. Snow White, we're developing that.
Yeah, basically, they could have totally had her back, but that's the thing. No one's there to be like, hey, shut up. She's just running, and no one's stopping her, basically.
Yeah. So, well, now she kind of stopped. She kind of stopped, and she's still being drugged. That's the thing.
It's a crazy thing. The internet is crazy.
Yeah, they're like a few more miles, and then we'll let you go, Zegler. Just a few more miles. We're gonna drag you just a few more miles.
We eventually will run into someone else to drag. Don't worry.
Yeah.
For now, it's got to be you.
Yeah. But with that, hopefully hopefully everything's good with her. Hopefully, we see her in more stuff. We'll see how good of an actress she is during the what's it called, the Hunger Games one. Basically. I think that's where we'll really see her shine, because she'll be front and center.
More or less, yeah.
And maybe she'll be a little bit more looser because, she's going to be with her boyfriend. So, it's probably going to be a good performance.
Or it's going to be very disturbing to watch.
Oh, God. I'm going to finally call stream live. Yeah. Thank you for coming out. Appreciate you, Slasher. Thank you for the follow as well.
Appreciate that, man.
But this is going to be the end of the line for this episode. We'll keep praying for Rachel Zegler. Josh, if you want to let them know one more time for those on the podcast side of things, where they can talk to us, let us know what movie they want us to review, even get shouted out during the live streams and whatnot. Support us in a big way.
You can follow us on Twitch, catch up when we're live. We go live every Saturday and sometimes through the week. You can just keep those notifications on at FilmBros Podcast. You can subscribe to our YouTube at FilmBros Podcast as well. We have a bunch of our episodes on there. You can follow us on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram for movie reviews, things like that. When new episodes drop, you can listen to us anywhere you get your podcast at FilmBros Podcast. That's Spotify, that's YouTube Music, that's Apple Podcasts, things like that. We're on a bunch of sites. Check us out there and support us in a big way. Buzzsprout link is in those bios. Subscribers get special perks like shout outs on episodes, things just made for subscribers. So you help us out and we recognize you, and you get a little bit of bonus stuff on the side that normal people don't usually get. It's kind of like a Patreon. Yeah, that's all our stuff, man.
Yeah. And with that, thanks for coming out, and we'll talk to you guys on the next one.
Talk to you guys later.